What's up? What's up? Thank you for tuning in. This is a continuation off of that last video. I don't know what I'm gonna name it yet. I don't do any editing because I'm human. I make mistakes. If that's what you want to call me, a human. See, that was a mistake to say I'm human, but I'm really not. I don't subscribe to anything that you guys would call me. But for video sake and example sake, I would sometimes refer to myself as human or whatever. So this is one where I'm going to pick up and thank Apocryphalia 1970 for making these videos and putting them on YouTube, where they if you don't have access to these books, you now have access to it. And this gospel is 7 minutes, but this isn't in your book for a reason. Let's explain why. Let's go over it. First over, it says cross the, look at the title of it. The what part of that doesn't scream that people ought to know this? I'll show you why. Because your God is fake. The one you studying is fake, or the other one you studying is the half truth, and then the other one you studying is the damn devil himself. So, and that's man, I hope I get to that today. But let's see. And he tell you exactly who his damn people are. OMG. But I drew that from context clues just from reading it. I'm like, yo, these the devil's kids? Yeah. But you gotta understand, the devil my kid too. You think God just made Jesus? No, he made both of us. So y'all got it messed up. He ain't just one daddy, he both daddies. You are the daddy. And y'all just trying to turn, oh, I don't want to know that son. That's the son that's da 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 da. Guess what? If you don't know him, how you gonna recognize him when you see him? You're not. That's why you living like him, because you don't know. And this is to everybody each their own fault because we didn't study. But I'm sorry, we're not gonna carry this on. But this is the same energy I carried over from the last video. So it is what it is. I'm going to teach y'all something here. Let's get this Super Gospel 273.
Oh, now after the dance, dear ones, and the departure of the Lord, we apostles were all like men gone astray. But even I, John, as I was watching...
Okay, he said, now after the dance. Now, see... Y'all think he went to the ballroom, whatever. Now, the dance was the situation. I gave you a key and how to unlock this information. The dance was Jesus' situation of his crucifixion. That's the dance. Just like, in my day, we were like, all right, let's dance. We put up our fists, get ready to fight. The same type of thing is the definition on it is let's dance, but it's not a ballroom dance. This is them, crucifying Jesus, but crucifixion did not go down the way you guys been lied to and portrayed, and some white dude on the cross, some black dude on the cross, the way that y'all painted with all the blood and da da da. Y'all sit here and say, "Oh, I'm covered with the blood of Jesus," and don't even know what the hell you saying. You saying it and don't know what it means. So no, you're not covered in. You're covered in dung. That's what you covered in. That's what you're covered in. And they said, "Oh, but who could listen to you with your spirit?" Just like they couldn't listen to God when his face was before them, and they asked Moses to go up and talk to him. It's the same way. Because I don't give a fuck about your feelings. I'm here to tell you the truth. The truth hurt. The truth is gritty and ugly. You think that these words is what make you king or queen or gods you don't know what those words mean. You don't know what they mean to beings that matter outside of this. We live in hell, like this literal planet. You wake up in it every day, you touch it every day, you smell it, taste it, fart it, sniff it, eat it, all day, every day. This is hell. And you're like, oh no, you're in hell. Da, da, da. No, everybody is in hell. This is a state of condition, which is the condition is lack of knowledge. So we're all, even me with knowledge is stuck in it because the way it works is yin and yang basically. You can have all the knowledge in the world about it, but if everybody ain't doing the same thing, then you kind of just stuck in it. And then you have those who just like the world the way it is anyway. So they look at this as heaven. That's where you get your demons and this, that, and the third from, because things that pertain to how we live our lives and what we want to do. When I say in this world, I mean in this definition set. Because you could leave this world just like I could leave this world right now by changing my definition sets, and y'all won't know where the hell I am, what I'm talking about, or what I'm doing. That's what goes on. You saw Jesus disappear on Jokers. That's what was going on. But people don't, everybody lack understanding, and they want to make the book be about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and superheroes and this, that, and the third. No, I could tell you, yeah, there's intelligent beings out there that would love to have a relationship with us, but look at how we live. We never got our definition sets right to have to become partakers of what they have to offer. And a lot of people have to die off and things will have to start anew for this seed to grow, to even get to where we're trying to be in the galactic sense as gods, because we're all supposed to be just like them. But no, now we are a zoo where they come in and check on us. They want to see how much progress we've made, this, that, and the third. We can't make any progress because everybody's too stupid to learn. So let's learn.
And suffer, did not stay to witness his passion. Instead, I ran to the Mount of Olives, weeping over what had happened.
Okay. So he ran to the Mount of Olives. Now, this isn't a physical mountain. Mountain is the. All right, the best way I could put this, let's put them as the pulp, the Mount of Olives. That whole order, if you will, we'll call those the Mount of Olives, because that was the Grecians and the Romans, the Greco-Romans, so on, etc. That's them. All right. So you could put them there for now, and that would be the example of what a Mount of Olives would be. So don't think that they're going to a mountain with, olive trees and things of that nature. That's what I'm trying to tell you at the end of this story. This is not a mountain of olives or things like that. This is Greeks. Greeks with levels of knowledge. Romans with levels of knowledge.
Now that Friday, at about the 6th hour, after he had been hung upon the cross, darkness overtook the earth. Just then my Lord stood in the heart of the cave.
He said darkness overtook the earth. Now, What did I say in my last video? The wrath of God is to darken the land. So he just said darkness fell over the earth. When God darkens the land, which is these words that we talk with every day, he takes knowledge from you. So now the land is darkened because Jesus had the words to give us the proper definitions. Thank God the Father that somebody wrote this shit down so that we can read it today. Because if not, I'd be fucking screwed. And I don't want to be fucking screwed. So let's carry on.
Filling the entire place with light. Then my Lord expressed to me, John, as far as those who are down in Jerusalem are concerned, I am being crucified. They are lancing me with spears and sticks and giving me gall and vinegar to drink.
Did y'all see? Did you hear? Did you? He said, as far, can I move? Okay. He says, as far as those who are down, which means on the earth, speaking earth definitions, in Jerusalem are concerned that I am being crucified. Okay? And then this is what he's telling you because he's saying this for a reason. They're concerned because they think something different is going on from what is really going on. And then he says, they are lancing me with spears and sticks, and they've given me gall and vinegar to drink. So we're not going to get into all of the spears and the sticks, what the definitions of those are, but they're basically like they're telling him that he can't do certain things anymore. He's got to do things their way. Pretty much what your government do to you. That's what they're saying is really happening. But the way that it's being perceived in Jerusalem, because they're using the wrong definitions, is that it's a bloody murder going on. But that's not what's happening. And he clearly explains it here. I had to study to find this, and then imagine my surprise when I stumble into this and it clearly tells you what's going on. But if it was a part of the original book set, we would know what was going on, and then they couldn't trick us and lie to us anymore or have rulership over us because don't nobody rule over me. I'm God. How can you rule over God? I, I, I allow myself to rest in my work. Does that sound familiar? Sabbath day, rest in my work. Yeah, I'm resting in it. This is the world that my God has made, and it is exactly word for word, letter for letter, the way in his words, with his definitions that he said it would be at this point in time in the world. And all of these fake manufactured plagues and things like that, some of them are going to be real because you got to understand things are on a time release. Things been locked in the ice. Things been locked under the earth and the gases under the ice. These things is on time release. But since we sped the world up by destroying this place faster, things is going to start picking up faster. So, man, God lets you know the future before the future come. And he tell you the past. He tell you the present. Like, how can, and I don't mean for personally on, well, actually, this information does help you preserve yourself because I'm going on under the radar for as long as I can remember. And nobody's ever been any of the wiser, and only about 42 people watch my videos from what I understood. So I think I'm still flying pretty much under the radar. I'm God resting in my work. I go to work, I pay taxes like most people do because this still is not my world. I'm not of this world. And when you understand that, then you understand more about me, my brothers that that are here because we're a family. We're in this together. There's people that I've never talked to face to face that ended up in the same place I am with this same knowledge, this same information. So that's why that verse, I don't know if I showed it in this one, but let's go back over here. Um where it says, "Let no man therefore judge ye in meat or drink, or in respect of any holiday, holy day, or of the new moon or the Sabbath days, because it's written also in the book that it's mine to pick up when I will it, and it's mine to put down when I will it. I give it to whom I will it, and I take it from who I will it." So this is up to me and anyone on this planet, which you guys would call a planet, that's like me. So you could either take this knowledge from me or you can put it down. Either way, I judged you. It is what it is. I judged you. You talk shit, this, that, and the third. You could say, "Well, oh, I'm gonna cuss God out. Cuss me out." Ooh, you using the words I gave you to say something mean to the creator of words. Like, you can't. You can't. It's impossible to cuss God out. Impossible. Just because you think you spewing words, you speaking gibberish. It's impossible. So let's carry on. Let's finish this up.
And giving me gall and vinegar to drink. Even so, I am right here speaking with you. So listen close to what I say.
What did he say? He said, even so, they thought all of these things. Basically, I am here speaking with you. So how do you do that? Oh, he just popped up. He invisible. No, the shit that y'all thought happened to him did not happen to him. He telling you the story right here, right now. Please pay attention.
I was the one who put it into your head to climb up this mountain so that you might hear some teachings that a student can only receive from his master, and which a man can only learn from his God. After saying,
you heard that? Everybody sitting around here, they think they men, they think they woman, they think they this, that, and the third. Jesus was the Son of God. I'm sorry, Jesus is the Lamb, the Lion, the Son of God, the Word, the cross, the shining cross. Man, he gonna go through a lot of his titles right now. Hold on.
this, he revealed to me a cross of light which had been set up. Now there was an enormous crowd around this cross, which was not of a single stamp. But within this cross there was both a unified form and a singular likeness. And I saw the Lord above.
The unified form and the singular likeness. That's the light and the shadow. Just so you guys get it. Because in my last video I was talking about the shadow of the very things to come, but not the very image of them. Which means that the definitions on the words that we use to read a spiritual book, you're reading a spiritual book in earth. And since it's sealed, they tell you about the seals, the 7 seals on it in Revelations, that you need these keys to unlock those seals, to get these definitions so that you can read the book correctly. If not, you keep falling into traps. You keep thinking that this is fire. You think this is a vessel of fire, and then do this. If I ask you for that, or if I ask you for a glass of water, you come in here with a glass of water, drinking water or something like that. These are all things that lead to failure. So let's finish up.
This cross, shapeless and consisting of nothing but a voice. Now this voice was not like the one we were used to hearing, but heavenly, captivating, and kind-hearted. John.
Now the voice is a message. The message is the voice. So, like he said, it's not used to the one we was used to hearing. What was you used to hearing? Oh, smoking and drinking is sinful. Cursing is sinful. Da 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 da. All of these lies you've heard throughout the ages was all things that you've been lied to about. He's going over it right now.
The voice conveyed to me, it is essential that someone hear these things from me, because I am in need of someone who will hear. It is for your benefit that I sometimes call this shining cross the Word. Now at other times I refer to it as mind, or Jesus, or Christ.
Are y'all getting the definitions of this shining cross? Or when he used these other words, he's really referring to the shining cross. Did that click as well? Because it's vice versa. If he's saying that the shining cross, let's see if I can find it in here because I wasn't reading it along. Uh, he called it the word. Wait, where is it? It's probably up under here. Oh, okay, there. Yep, it was under there. I refer to it as mind, or mind like your brain, or Jesus, or Christ, or door, or the way, or the bread, the seed. Now, when you know what these words means, bread, seed, these is all words, but like the way you could see bread, bread would be like a sermon. How you put a meal together, how you start to prepare a meal. So bread would be something that will sustain you, some information that is sustain you, but it was put together from water and seeds. Man, the way you cook with regular food in your kitchen, what you call a kitchen today, you cook the same way in God's kitchen, but these is people's knowledge you're cooking with. So when you put them together a certain way, they jive, and that's why he said here a little, there a little, because we're only going to get out of this hell when we decide to come together, sit together, read these books together, and do exactly what they tell us to do, and we would instantly save this place. That's the only way this is going to work. And but people have hiccups and hangups. You say, "Oh, I can't drink no more. Oh, I can't dance no more. Oh, I can't shake my butt. Oh, I can't be gay," or any other of those alphabet letters. Look, look here, look at here. From one who knows, I don't give a flying fuck what you do as long as you don't fuck my words up. That's what I give a fuck about, because that stopped you from doing what you wanted to do. Fucking my words up stops you doing what you want to do. All you got to do is get the words right and then leave people alone. That's it. Go on about your life, because at that point we all gods and we know what we can do, what we can't do, what we so on, etc. So just don't fuck the words up.
Or the door, or the way, or the bread, or the seed, or the resurrection, or the Son, or the Father, or the Spirit, or life, or truth, or faith. And there are times when I call it grace. It is, in fact, for the sake of mankind that I couch it in such terms. Now, as it is understood in itself, and as it is spoken to us, it is truly the demarcation of all things, and the basis for those things which have been set in place, but have hitherto remained unsettled, namely.
Okay, since he's starting to get all philosophical on y'all, I'll dumb it down. Okay, what he's saying is that basically what I've been saying about these words. What does he say? How can I get this so I can see behind it? Okay, it says all things raised up in the base for those things. Okay. So what he's saying is these demarcations of all things, the raising up of the base of those things. Now, the base of those things is your foundation, which your foundation is your earthly definitions, and he's raising those up. So that's what I'm doing. I'm giving you the other definitions. Uh so what the foundation of the earth is the definitions we use to call this fire, whereas though the foundation of the spirit is to say that there's no picture for fire. My words are fire. Just like if I was in a rap video and I'm like, yo, I'm spitting fire on the lane, I'm doing my thing. This is how I move. I spit that flame, whatever, so on, etc. It's poor attempt. Yes, I used to in my heyday be a pretty decent rapper, but now I'm older and wiser, as you can see from these gray hairs on the beard and the bald under the cap. And for real, I'm not trying to be young or nothing like that, just for shits and giggles. See how shiny that is? So I put the hat on to like take some of that shine down. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So at either rate, um he's he's telling you the same thing. These words mean other things. That's what he's boiling down here. Um and then where he's saying that but have hereunto remained unsettled, uh is saying that the words have not hit their end all be all to where people are satisfied living that life, so they decide not to say, come out like I do and say, hey, you guys know the truth. Oh, you're doing everything right. Go dance on that money, preacher. Go build that mega church over there. Yeah, yeah. No, no, no. The truth makes you come out and say, yo, these motherfuckers been lying to us since we've been born on the planet. And a lot of them don't know that they being lied to. Call them NPCs, non-playable characters. They just in the background. I'm a playing character, but I'm still on level one, I guess, with when it comes to relating to people. I'm too rough. I got a rough exterior. So we're gonna hit play. Let's learn some more about what's going on here.
The harmony in the wisdom, and the wisdom in the harmony. But to the right and to the left there exist powers, principalities, authorities, demons, implementations.
Okay, now he's explaining all the negative stuff on the right hand and on the left hand. What's on there? He going down the list. Y'all need this list. You need this list because y'all try to separate principalities from demons and all that. They're all in the same group for a reason. Devils, so on, etc. They're all in the same group for a reason.
Intimidations, fury, devils, Satan, and the secondary bases from which proceed the essence of ephemeral things.
The secondary bases are the earthly definitions, the earth foundation based definitions. That's what he's telling you. That's where all of these evil things come from. Okay? When you use the earth based definitions. And if he ain't making it, see, if you had all the definition sets that I have, this would be so clear unto you. You Satan, the devil, that's Tiamat. You'll learn about Tiamat in this book. Let's see, is this my playlist? This book right here, Enuma Elish. That ancient text, you can't read this shit or understand what they're talking about without knowing this stuff, without knowing this Bible stuff, man. That's why it said only through Jesus can one be saved, only through this cross, only through faith, truth. They went through all of his names that they gave him. Only through those pathways can you be saved. Because they had definitions to help you.
You see, this is the cross, which through the word has brought all things together, severing.
In a key, he said, you see, this is. He's saying, I'm giving you a definition. And then he goes on to give you the definition.
Off the transitory and lower things, and consolidating all things into one. But this is not the wooden cross which you are going to see when you go down there, and neither am I the one thereon, who you do not see now, but whose utterance you now hear. I was taken to be something that I am not, for I never revealed my truth.
Okay, can we not? I explained what's going on, what these people thought was going on. Now, this I got from reading all the other books in the regular Bible with the with the new definitions. I figured all of this out, but I had to be a detective like Batman to figure this out when it's clearly written right here, and you wouldn't even. Man, they took this from y'all.
Self to those many others. They will think of me as something else instead, something that is base and utterly beneath me. As a
Base and utterly beneath me. What is beneath? What is above all things? Thoughts. So why would you make me a base of your thought? Chew on that. Eat that. Swallow that up a little bit.
result, even as the place of rest is neither perceived nor even discussed, I, the Lord over this place, will be perceived and discussed all that much less. Now the people you see crowded around the cross, which represents the baser essence, are not of a singular form, and the ones that you see within the cross.
See, y'all don't know this stuff. You don't know who are not and stuff. Like you see me trying to pause it a couple times. You don't know, so I'm gonna just let some of this stuff ramble on, or I'll be here all night.
Do not maintain a unified aspect. This is because not every member of the one who has descended has been assembled together with them. But after human nature has been lifted up, when the kind who obey my voice approach me, then whoever is able to hear me will unite with it. It is
Okay, that's how Jesus said, I am one with my Father is one, and I are one. Because these words united with you. That's what he's trying to tell you when you hear him obey my voice, approach me. So those who obey God approach him because we're not scared anymore. I'm like, all right, I did everything you told me. Now, if I put my hand on this stove and it's hot and it burns me, it's your fault and I'm going to blame you and I'm going to turn from you. But I put my hand on there and it wasn't hot. And now I'm free. I'm free to an extent, I guess. Because what he do is he teach you how to move amongst the world he built. That no matter what no matter what time frame that one is built in, comes into light, whatever the time period is, you'll be able to adjust and adapt and overcome, and you'll be able to maneuver your way through for like when church persecutions and things of that nature come along. You're God. You don't have to partake. You don't have to answer any questions of these peons down here. We demand this of you. Why? Because you want to know? Because you're too much of a loser to sit there and learn it yourself? You want to know what God had in store for us? You want to know that y'all lied and set up all of this government shit based on lies and fear tactics and power plays and stuff? That's what y'all do. That's what I gave y'all the power to do for now. That shit gonna change. But for now, it is what it is. So
to remain above them and will no longer appear as it does now. No, it will be elevated above as I am right now. You see,
all right. That's what he's saying. I mean, the mercy that he has more mercy than I do because they could give you nice, kind words so that you'll accept it. I'm like, fuck it. You either listen or you don't. I don't give a shit. What you eat don't make me shit. So we just gonna keep pushing from here. And I did a fantastic video because I'm like, y'all like, oh, you didn't make us. Anybody with the knowledge to know what I taught in my video 104 of edification by identification of the spirit, if anybody's able to eat that, you'll know that the God of this book, the one who taught me the shit that I'm coming out here telling you, you mofos, I love y'all. That's why I do it. Like my dad fucked me up, cussed me out the whole way doing it. But he told me he loved me, and I believed it. And to this day, I love the ground that man walked on. But he could have just been like all these other parents out here and let your kids go by the wayside and do all of this nonsense and ridiculousness. You got to call the cops on your kid. My dad had to call the cops is because he need a coroner to come. Yeah. And look, I ain't dead. I ain't ever been locked up in jail. Ever. And I grew up in the hardest city in the world, like, and still live here. Like, please. Because I'm smart and I know how to move. The book tells you how to move amongst these demons. They don't even notice me. You know what I mean? Like, and those who know not to cross me, like, man, I'm from here. When I'm 90, I'm still be listening to DMX and them in my whip. Like, it is what it is. And it's a funny reason why that's going to happen, but it's going to happen. Lord willing, I'm here long enough to, and that's another thing. So many apostles written in that book turned away from God when they found out these truths. Because they like, oh, you're going to live forever in the kingdom, da da da. If you don't know how to get there, you can't. I've been. I came back because I still got work to do. You can come and go as you please. When I feel like going, I go. I go see what those good things are that you had lined up for us, mighty master, who has made me like you so that I'm able to see those things that I may never see as long as I draw what you guys call a earthly breath. Draw that kind of breath from this body. I'll probably never see it because we're too set up in our ways of doing the wrong thing. But the Lord says I raise one up in every generation. And I'm not the only one because people think this is one. That's not what one is, not the God. So there's no real such thing as one. Yeah, I said it. And when you learn all of this stuff, you'll figure it out. But let's carry on.
I will never be as I once was, as long as you do not speak of yourself as belonging to me. But if you should hear the things I have to say to you, and take these words of mine to heart, then you will become as I am now. But once I have taken you to myself, you will become as I once was, for herein lies your source. Therefore, pay no mind to the multitudes, but steer clear of them instead, for they are far removed from the mystery. Recognize that
Wait, how far are they removed from this mystery that I am clearly sharing with you guys right now? And what I ain't saying the book already said. But how far are they away? So their lies, and granted, some of them know the truth and still continue to lie. But then there are some who just don't know. And then, you know, Lord willing, my master willing, I'll be here to judge. I'm already doing my part by just coming out here telling y'all stuff, telling you how Judgment Day is going to go. Like, this is some real shit. I live with people and know people and been around people that don't believe this shit. I can't make this shit up. The book tell you. And everything the books say is true. So after this one, I think I'm gonna move on into the Enuma Elish and see if I can help shed light on things for people.
I exist entirely within the Father, and that the Father exists within me.
Wait, he said it. He said it. I feel like, when they say the title of a movie inside the movie, yeah, he said it. I am in the Father and the Father is in me. How? It's the definitions on the words. Because this is what enables you to get past the door. Jesus is the bouncer at the club. In this club are many mansions and access to multiple doors, multiple rooms, bigger mansions, so on, etc. If you can't get past the Jesus door, you don't deserve to come in. And the Jesus door is the door that teach you that this ain't fire no more. Okay? Then you get to come to the party and you get to see who else is at the party. And you was like, hey, who's these guys at the party? Enuma Elish. Let's go see what they're doing. But if you don't speak God's language, when you read this shit, it sounds like nonsense. The Kabbalion, the Book of Enoch, the Mahabharata, all of this shit sounds fucking ridiculous. Greek mythology, that stuff. The Epic of Gilgamesh. Um, there's more verses of the Mahabharata, and the Testaments of Solomon, the Super Gospel. Wait, what was that? Oh, that's history with Saul, the Sumerians. Now the Sumerians, this Enuma Elish is the Sumerian. Oh, crap.
Whatever you do, my friends, do not miss this game. I've never played a game before that mixes strategy and puzzles like Ebony does. I played until 4 a.m. yesterday and I slept until noon.
I'm so sorry. But that text there, you know what, goes with the Sumerians. Like, you could watch those together if you happen to hit my playlist. I put those there for a reason. You get the history of the first, basic civilization there or whatever. But let's go back over here. I'm sorry.
And giving me gall and vinegar to drink. Even so, I am mankind that I couch it in such terms. Now, as it is understood, in itself brought all things together, severing off the transitory and lower things, and consolidating all things into one. But this is not the wood, it represents the baser essence, are not of a singular form, and the ones that you see within the cross do not maintain a unified aspect. This is because not every member of the one who has descended has been assembled together with them, and will no longer appear as it does now. But to say to you, and take these words of mine to heart, then you will become as I am now. But once I have taken you to myself.
Okay, well, I stumbled into that where he says, and then you will take these words to heart, and then you will become as I am now. This is what I'm trying to explain to you. And I'm telling you, I'm sitting here and I'm not bullshitting you. I'm sitting here, I'm smoking a blunt. This is not a cigarette. This is a blunt. Yes. I do what literally I want because I know what to do and what not to do. You say, oh, you're a sinner. Prove it. Read it to me. Tell me what am I doing to sin? Oh, you calling people motherfuckers and sons of bitches. Da, 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 da. I am speaking the way I would normally speak inside my house. This is not how I speak professionally in the streets, nor would I ever speak that way in the streets. Unless somebody provoked me to speak to come to my normal self, because out in the world I am a character. When I'm home, I am myself. And this is who I am. If you can't tolerate me, you can't be around me, then you might as well keep it pushing, because you can't be around basically God, because God hawk spit whatever the fuck he want to do. That's what people misinterpret. When you say he could do what he want to do, he could do what he want to do. Y'all sitting here talking about, oh, get up and fly here and there. No, that's a fake made up God that y'all had. Even once you get the words from all of these books, you'll learn that in all of these other books down here, please, Lord Father, don't let me click on one of these again. That's the wrong one. You'll get all the books and you'll be able to read through them, and you'll say, hey, I understand now. I know that water is peoples, nations, tongues, multitudes. So when I read about the waters in Genesis, and he said, my word don't change. So that means my word is that definition that I just gave you is the definition that you are to use forever when reading one of my books. And then, you know what? Side note, I got into a little argument with not even an argument, but I got into a little conversation with a guy at work. And he was saying, this about this religion and that religion, Muslims, this, that, and the third. And I said, let me ask you something. Now let's just try to use logical thinking. I said, because he asks me about the stuff I know a lot, and even though he just wanted to do it for confrontational sake, he's like, I asked him, he said, I read all of the books. Da, 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 da. I said, okay, so you read the Quran. And I said, well, do you remember when Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, when Jacob took Isaac to go read that text, and he told him not to die while reading the text? Well, to be alive is to use God's definitions, God's words, God's spirits on these words. To die is to use the earth definitions on these words. And I asked him, I didn't tell him that at that particular point in time, but I asked him, why was that specifically written there like that? And then I went on, and he couldn't tell me. And I said, when they're clearly talking to other Ishmaelites right there in front of them, and he told them not to die in front of them while reading the text. Why was that important to make a note of? Why? Like he had a choice, like he could just drop dead right there. But that's why I had pulled that out on him and explained to him what, because he's one of those guys, well, if God could do this, why he let this happen? Why don't God put his face through the clouds and tell us, stop your bullshit? Like he's that kind of guy. Love him to death. Great guy. And I understand where he's coming from, but that's what I'm saying. All of the false lies lead people to say stupid shit like that. Now let's carry on. Where are we?
You will become as I once was, for herein lies your source. Therefore, pay no mind.
Now, when he says, for herein lies your source, that's your teaching method, your method to learn. I was a virgin birth. They tried to crucify me. They tried to kill my spirit for doing this, but it ain't gonna happen. If I can get past my family, my family members and stuff, then I can get past anybody. You can't tell me nothing because when God tell you something and God say you God because you're him, you're like him and you know what he know and things of this nature. Then who the fuck can dispute it? I can't let you dispute it. And my wife says, "Oh, you can't get on there and say that." This I can say what the fuck I want to say. I'm in America. This is a free fucking country, and I'm God. I can say what the fuck I want. Oh, you can't say that. That's blasphemy. Read, read, and tell me where that's blasphemy. Where he clearly telling you your job, your whole duty in life is to become like me. So, so if in like God, Jesus wrote, think it have this mindset in you. Think it not robbery to be as God. So what's mine is yours and yours is mine. Come to the bridegroom's wedding. Mine is yours, yours is mine. How did you think the heavens roll up like a scroll? I wondered that. And I asked God that. He answered with this knowledge. He's like, how the hell you think it's going to happen, dumbass? How do you think we're going to roll it up like a scroll? It got to be written down on something. Jackass. And then a new heaven and a new earth. And then you're like, oh, a new heaven and a new earth. Yes, when I just told you that these words is what contain your reality of heaven being the words that tell you that this is fire, and then earth is being the thing that tells you this fire, and then heaven is telling you the thing that the tongue is fire. Then when you actually bring that new information together, you have to compare notes to do the translations, this, that, and the third. But you got somebody here who already did that, and because that's the only way you could read all through all of this other knowledge on the planet. And that's why we don't know who we are, where we came from, this, that, and the third, because it's all hidden in the books. And what God did was he kindled the fire. Because fire is multiple things. There's multiple, just like in earth definitions, you got multiple definitions. Like there's 50 definitions for, I think, the word run. There's 50 different definitions for it. So it's the same way with spiritual definitions too, but we know you need 7 because he gave us the keys with 7 uh, different definition sets. We give you actually different story sets to even the galactic battle that turned that asteroid belt that they lying to you about, that used to be a planet that got blown up, and then what happened to Venus, what happened on Mars, where these people came from that don't belong here. All of that kind of stuff. So the more you learn, then did you start learning that stuff when you go into these other books, especially like the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. But then you still got to know how to do God math, God time, things of that nature, because and then you have to have the power of perception, because you use all the precepts of all the stories, and then once you can piece all of those together in your head, then you see the picture that God wants you to see. And you can't read the shit. That's what's fucked up about it. You can't read it in one place because it's a tidbit here, tidbit there. Then you need this bit here to make that bit make sense. And then you need this bit here to make that bit make sense. And then that piece that you just made sense. Need this piece from up here to make sense with this piece to connect this piece. I swear to you, this is what's been transpiring in the Old Testament when they were doing sacrifices, so on and etc. This is this is what was going on. They was chopping it up, they're mingling it, because he got the tree of life too, like Jesus, the tree of life. Like, how can you be a tree? All right, something should have triggered in our heads earlier on, and I'm just as much as at fault too, because I think I've only been doing this for 8 to 12 years to get to where I am. But I was put on a path, and my brother, I put him on a path by just giving him a couple verses. And the way I got on this path was I'm gonna spill my blood. I wanted to prove God wrong. I wanted to prove that whole Bible shit was bullshit. I'm like, this the biggest bullshit on the planet. Who the fuck came up with this dumbass attitude? Da da da. That was this guy right here. That's how I felt. And I'm being honest, because I kept feeling like everybody just was lying to me. Nobody could ever tell me the truth. And then I said, you know what? Don't talk about it, be about it. If you're gonna prove that this shit is wrong, you gotta actually read it. A whole new world. Not copyrighted. um, yeah. When you read it yourself, you find a multitude of lies that people have been telling you. And I'm sorry for this side note sidecast, but sometimes videos just have to be long. And I'm gonna cut it up and make a few shorts out of it, and maybe hopefully that'll keep people interested long enough to hear this truth. Because shit, I say shit, damn motherfucker. There's a whole song by D'Angelo about that. But I still listen to my rap stuff. I'm still a big 15-year-old kid in a whatever age this is body. I don't know, because we tell time wrong down here. And he said I'll confound the times. Then he said I'll speed up time for my elect's sake. Who's the elect? This guy. This guy right here that got picked to be part of his family is elected to be part of his family, and I'm just like him. He might not. We all don't have this, because my brother, he is the one that you guys would probably prefer to come tell y'all this shit. Cause me, I'm 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 hood. Like, I grew up in the hood. This is how I talk. Um, I I I say what I want, because I never lie. I don't tell a lie. I don't. It's no reason to lie. What the fuck I gotta lie for? I'm a grown ass being, and I've been here long enough to whatever happened happened. There's no point in lying. So you say, "Oh, you don't lie to your wife, this, that, and the third, da da da." I ain't gotta. Why? 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 What the fuck you gonna do to me? Let's be honest. At the end of the, oh, you gonna yell at me? Oh, you gonna punch me for doing something wrong, or whatever the case may be? Good luck. That's just me. And you say, oh, you can't beat the world. I don't gotta beat the whole world. I just gotta get one of y'all real good. So that's my amusement for today. Let's get on.
To the multitudes, but steer clear of them instead, for they are far removed from the mystery.
He says, steer clear of the multitudes. Do you know who he's talking about? These church folk. You know when I learned the truth? When I got the fuck away from them. I was like, look, I've been into 19,000 churches. I've been in Hebrew churches. I've been everywhere. Um, and I was starting to feel like that song. I've been everywhere, man. From here to Japan, and I don't know the words for it, so what I thought. Um, but I've been everywhere, and I didn't find this knowledge out until I stopped letting people tell me what to think, and let the book tell me what it wants me to know. The book is a handwritten computer. I've been in computers for over 25 years. if not longer than that, because I don't know. Um, and now I don't do it anymore. But I started out in life as a programmer and a hacker and this, that, and the third. And the book is a computer, and I hacked the shit out of it. And that was God's gift to me because I was naturally born curious to take things apart and to figure out how to put them together to make them work. This is since I was a kid. They used to call me destructive because I was always taking something to fuck apart. And I'm talking about when I'm like 5, grown on up. I learned to cook when I was 6 years old. Like, I was doing adult stuff early, and it wasn't just me with the cooking and the cleaning and things like that. My brother was the same too. We're doing laundry. We're washing laundry old school way, hand wash board in the basin. Like, what? You were like, damn, nigga, how old is you? Oh, I'm not that old that I should have been going through that, but that was life growing up, like from people who grew up on the farm and stuff like that. That's how we grew up. We was out ringing stuff, you know, up early in the mornings, getting stuff taken care of, mess up, get ass whoopings with extension cords. Um, my grandma, she had this. Ooh, she had this rolled up. She took the newspaper, Sunday edition, sometimes 2 of them, rolled, opened it up long ways, rolled it up, from long ways, from side to side, so it's into a nice long tube. It was like being hit with a tree trunk. Yeah, yeah. I slept on that. Was like, at least it ain't a switch. At least it ain't an extension cord. But man, that tree trunk, when she rocked your ass, especially upside your head, you say, "Oh, that's what's wrong." Oh yeah, your shit rattled. But anyway, I digress. Let's carry on. I done missed the whole point of what I sidebarred to, but thanks for continuing.
Recognize that I exist entirely within the Father, and that the Father exists within me.
Okay, he said, I exist entirely within the Father, and the Father exists within me. And I just explained in great detail how this is possible because I didn't know how it was possible. The book had to teach me how it was possible, just like he's teaching you right now.
Accordingly, I never did suffer the things that these people will claim that I suffered. You know that suffering that I showed you and the others in that dance? Well, I want it to be spoken of as a mystery. For you see, what I have shown.
Now, what he just said, what I've spoken to you in that dance, in the others in that dance was, and I want it to be spoken as a mystery. What he's telling you is he wants you to be tricked because you didn't believe what he was telling you the way he was believing it. So, the way you're supposed to believe it. So, in the Enuma Elish, you find out that all these words are supposed to be written with a vowel by the one. We're going to go into that book next. By the one who's going to. You know what? We'll get there. But anyway, everything's supposed to be veiled up, so everything's mysterious. Um, so Jesus is following suit the same way as the rule was given at the beginning in the Enuma Elish. So people often say, "Oh, Jesus is just doing what Hermes did." Da 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 da. It's because if you pay attention, they all the same. They're just Jesus in different time periods. Like I'm Jesus in this time period right now, which don't mean shit to nobody. But I'm not the only one here, just like there he wasn't the only one there. He's the only one that got noticed. So in the firstborn of all man, y'all don't know what that means. Man, let's get back to it. But he telling you not to listen to these people and that this dance, this mystery of the things that these people is going to believe is not the things that really happen and he's going to tell you what's really happening.
You is in fact yourself as you truly are. Even so, only I know myself as I truly am, and these other ones do not. Do therefore allow me to hold on.
Now, when he's saying he know himself as he truly is, and they know how you know how yourself, how you truly are, is the words that you're based of your foundation and your belief is. That's what he's telling you. Now, take it from me or don't take it from me. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm just being myself. I don't really. Only thing I care about is the words and the definitions. They need to get out. Whether it come out of my mouth or you find a fairy tale way to tell a motherfucker about this shit. But I'm harsh to look at because everybody don't deserve this easy ass path that I'm giving you. So if you can't deal with me the way I sit here and talk, fuck you, fuck off, walk about. But if you can sit here and deal with it, you're going to be blessed and you're going to be like, yeah. I took this dude's 12 years of work going through all of these books and all of this. This ain't even all the books. This is just some of the shit I've gone through. This ain't all of it. It's a shitload of it. And the things that I've been doing with my time, the time that we all have a limited amount of. So if you want to take the shortcut and sit here with me while I bullshit and I smoke my blunt and I talk to y'all, fine. If not, pick up a start with this going through these lists. But before you can even touch any of this shit, you need the real definitions, or you're going to be just as dumb as everybody else. So these words that I use to teach with is because it's my time. I put this fucking effort in. I sacrificed the time that I could have been playing League of Legends or Call of Duty or whatever. I sacrificed my time to get this knowledge. So why? And I'm giving it to you for fucking free. And man, look, I appreciate you if you here, you dealing, but don't be trying to sit here and tell me who I am and what I'm not, this, that, and the third, because I ain't got time for that shit. Keep it pushing. And we're going to carry on.
To what is mine. And it is through me that you must perceive what belongs to you. As I have said to you already, it is impossible to.
You said we must perceive that which belongs to you. He said, and it's through me, which, like I've been telling you, you got to go through these words. It is it is impossible to see me as I truly am unless you can see me as one who is akin to me. I'm sorry, is akin to me. But that's not what I was looking for. I moved it and I missed it. Oh, okay. And it says, and it's through me that you must perceive what belongs to you. So when he say that, he telling you through him, you get these definitions. You can go through Deuteronomy 28. You get to go see that, and you get to go to so many places to get what belongs to you, and what belongs to you is this knowledge, this information, and you could get this at any time now. But back in the day, they had to go get individual books. Like somebody had Isaiah over there in one half of the country, somebody had Ezekiel on the other half, and then somebody had Genesis over here. It wasn't put together. So when God sped up time, this is what he did. Now he gave us the internet. Now look at what we have. We have all of this information just right at our fingertips. And all he wants you to do is know the truth. Because when you know better, you do better. And I mean in life, like anybody outside, anybody inside or outside my house tell you I'm the most pleasurable person to be around. I'm not an asshole. I'm fun. I'm fun loving. This is just happens to be the way I'm talking because I'm passionate about this. Like I said, this is how I would talk even if we were sitting here having a conversation at a football game. Oh, motherfucker, shit, da da da. That's just how I talk. So if you could deal, like I said, I appreciate it. If you can't, I apologize. Fuck you. I don't apologize. Get out of here. Kick rocks. I worked hard to give people this information. You want it, you want it. You don't, you don't. But that's what he's telling you. You got to go in there and perceive. So what he's telling you is that any given time, once you get the information that you got from him, which is these words, that's what I'm talking about being a bouncer at the door, then you are allowed to come in and participate amongst all of his functions that he has going on, which is in all of these other books.
See me as I truly am, unless you can see me as one who is akin to me. You have heard of my suffering, but that I was not the one who suffered, that I felt no pain, yet my agony was real, that I was pierced, yet I was not injured, hanged, and yet I was not hanged, that my blood poured out, yet it did not flow, and in brief, in no way did I suffer the things that they will claim that I suffered. Not at all. Even so,
He is talking about his crucifixion. Now he's telling you he has claimed and no, he has suffered. He did not go through this shit. You people are being lied to. Now, and I feel him so much on this point. That's why I'm saying, because he had to study to get this shit, and it was worse for him because he didn't have it all in one place. He had pieces. He picked up the book of Isaiah and read. He didn't. They didn't say he picked up his Bible and opened it to the book of Isaiah. No, that meant. See, this is how I know what time he lived in. He picked up an individual book, not biblos, not binded up books. He was screwed times.
have endured things that they never mention. But even now I will reveal to you the true nature of my sufferings, since I know that you will understand. Recognize me as...
How does he know you will understand? Because you got his definitions. He didn't say, I know everybody will understand, or he would just tell everybody the story. He said specifically, I know you will understand. Thank you. Thank you, big bro.
The Word, and that the Word was what was put to death, that the Word was pierced, that the Word dripped blood, that the Word was maimed, the Word was hung, the Word was what endured the passion, the Word was nailed, and that the Word was what died. This is...
Now, what was I telling you earlier? I was telling you earlier that when I went in my family tried to, crucify me, what they were doing was they were basically trying to get me to stop doing this, telling people the truth. And if I had stopped all of them years ago, I made myself look like a clown because I was putting images on things, and I was putting on engraving images on things, and I was falling into the traps. But I had the knowledge to go with those traps. Like I knew what the color blue meant, and the color red meant, and gold. I did an excellent video called on my YouTube channel. It's the "You Can't Win" with Michael Jackson from The Wiz, where I decoded that whole scene by the colors, and man, that was a beautiful thing. That's God's eye at work. Go watch that if you're still watching this video. Go watch that "You Can't Win" video on my channel. It's I got a few videos, but I'm telling you it's worth it because that's the power you get. And now I could turn it on and off when I watched TV, but it was a time where it was just on full blown where you couldn't even watch regular TV and try to enjoy it because the spirit was like, yo, this is what they're doing. It's a code. Everything's encoded with, man, never mind. You just learn all the secrets, all of them. And then I got to a point where I had to turn it off. So how you turn it off is you can't watch things like movies and cartoons, anything that's planned, you can't watch. But something like a YouTube video or something like that, you could. That's how you turn it off. You gotta stay away from it for a while. You gotta start. And I started studying and not using the images because images in earth knowledge tell earthly things. Um, this is because they talk to each other through the movies with this knowledge. You talk about great encryption. What greater encryption is that by what somebody's wearing when they pick up a cigarette? What did they drink after they puffed the cigarette? Things like this. But and then that tells you when to listen, when not to listen. Man, I know a lot of shit. And this is all from reading the Bible. Who knew? Who knew you could learn all of this shit? But I digress. Let's finish up.
How I have expressed it, making place for the man. Your reasoning, therefore, ought to begin with the word. Then you will come to perceive the Lord, and in the third place, the man, and the sufferings that he has.
Okay. He said in the third place, the man. The man. Because contrary to popular belief, that thing in between your leg with those two nuts, that don't make you a man. That do not make you a man. If that's what make you a man, then why isn't a dog a man? Why isn't a cat a woman if she got reproductive organs too? Because that's not what that is. That's not what that is. So, hate it or love it, that's not what that is. Because God, just like the government has a ranking, president, vice president, and so on, generals and House of Representatives, and all of them, they all got their rankings. In the your armed forces all got their rankings. Society even has a ranking. All of this came from the Bible. So God's ranking system is that way for a reason. So to be a man is to have a rank. And to call yourself a man and then God asks you for this? For fire, you bring him this? I ask for a vessel of fire, you bring me this? And you call yourself a man? Oh, you're going to have the most harsh judgments. I promise. Yours is going to be rough, buddy. But let's finish.
Endured. After he finished telling me all of these things, as well as others that I could not express to you as he would have me, he was raised up, and no one in that crowd there noticed it. But later on, after I had gone back down, I laughed.
He was raised up, and now he going back down. Now, when he said he was raised up, it means he used his high definitions, his God definitions. And then now he said, when I am going back down, because now he's going back down to the earthly definitions.
Them all to scorn, because he had revealed to me beforehand all that they were saying about him. Nevertheless, I held this one thing very firmly in my mind, that the Lord put every single detail into symbolic language as a gift to be given to mankind, that their hearts might be transformed thereby, and thus receive deliverance.
It was given as a gift to all mankind. And he said it. This is why this isn't in your Bible. I had to find this shit out the hard way over 12-year long expansion. But like the Lord said, oh, I will shorten time for my elect's sake. So hopefully you can find this video. This is my guy here, right here in the middle, Apocryphilia. He does the super gospel, the passions. He also teaches classes. I tried to reach out to him a time or two, but um, I don't know. I'm terrible checking messages and emails and things like that. So I don't know if he ever got back. I never even checked, and this is a while back. So because one, I appreciate the fact that he took the time to do this because he didn't have to. But again, everybody has spirits put on them uh when they come into this knowledge. And then you already had a background if you was archaeologist or whatever your background was before you came to God. That's the gift that you bring, that God gave you before you got to him. So that gift then in turns help you with your walk throughout all of this nonsense so that you can see what reality is supposed to be versus the reality you live in this video game type world thing, which is crazy because when we was kids we were like, what if this color is not blue on the other side of the world? What if they call this color black and we call it sky blue? You know, those kind of games right there is what we used to play as kids, not knowing in reality it was the truth all along. None of this shit is anything. All of this shit is nothing. The only reason why it has a name is because things that are nothing decided to name them. It's fucked up. Have a good night. Subscribe. Let's get some more truth out there.